I'm going to have to fix where I'm sitting. I'm going to be sitting right in the middle of where everybody needs to be looking. That's better. The morning sun is coming through my kitchen windows, and I'm doing this from my iPad rather than my iPhone. And it's frustrating me, as you can tell. There we go. Hello, how are you? So I just wanted to check in this morning because when I take a day off, it seems like everybody worries about me, and I'm here, I'm alive. As you can see, my hair is messed up, it's halfway styled. But I wanted to check in and let you know I made it through Turkey Day. I actually got to go to family dinner. I felt like going to the family dinner. So, Turkey Day's over. Daughter put the Christmas tree up. Not going to be doing a whole lot today, but I wanted to come on here and talk about something I had been researching. I have been, ever since last week when the terrible things in Waukesha happened, I have been researching that young man's criminal history. And it seems like he basically, for the majority, this Daryl Brooks man, he went from Wisconsin to Georgia, Georgia to Wisconsin. That seemed to be his, where he had family, so he went back and forth between those two states the most. And the most disturbing thing, and this is what I really want to pick up on, the most disturbing thing is that in his history, I found, boy, the morning sun, I found the criminal history of, he had a strangulation and suffocation attempt in his criminal history. Oh, we've got a lot of Southern people in here today. It's nice to see us. But that was something that I wanted to bring on here and specifically talk about was how personal some of his criminal history was. And when I say personal, I don't mean personal as in what you would normally think. I think in how personal his violence was towards some of his victims. Now, I'm still trying to get the remainder of the story and the background on the actual events and like what the officer's narrative was. But I'm trying to figure out exactly who this was in relation to him and why it happened and the officer's take on it, because that will be very important. But he had a strangulation and suffocation attempt in his history. And not that, but then the first thing I said when we found out that he had been released from jail was that whoever reduced his bond needed to be investigated. Well, it comes out that his bond was reduced from like $7,000 down to like $500 or $1,000. That needs to be investigated. That should not have happened because he should not have been out on bond. But I really was hit with this man's personal attempt at taking life. So this is what I want you guys to think about because I'm going to be coming back next week and this is some stuff that we're going to be talking about. When I see something that is a personal attempt on someone and it's they're using their own hands. They're not doing it from a distance. They're not doing the normal, projected, animalistic body language. They're actually going after people and physically putting their hands on them and having these very private and intimate moments with these people that they're injuring. That tells me that we probably need to be looking at some kind of psychopathy or sociopathy. We need to be looking at mental health. Big time. And so that's what I'm going to be kind of delving into. Now, do I know if he has a history? No. I'm just stating that when I see these things, that's the red flag that goes up in my head. That's what my history as a retired parole officer and retired counselor, that's what pings to me as the most important. We need to look at this man's history and look for more instances where he does things that are inconsistent, without fear, very intimate, up-in-your-face crimes without thought. And we know that we have somebody that cannot stifle their own emotions and stifle their own urges and impulses, and we need to pay attention to this. They're being very tight-lipped with the news, but I'm trying to learn as much about this man as I can. I'm trying to do as much background searching as I can. That did kind of catch my eye. It made me notice. So I just wanted to say that next week we're going to be looking into people that do commit physically intimate crimes. But for the rest of this, I'm just going to say hi. I made it through Thanksgiving. It was a lovely dinner. It's cold today, so I'm wrapped up in my piano shawl. It is very cold today up here on the mountain. And if I don't check in, everybody worries about me. I'm going to be doing a very small, short Thanksgiving video because I'm not going to like, my entire family does not like what we put out there. But I'm just going to be doing a few cute snags, pictures, and stuff that I caught during Thanksgiving and a few good memories. At the moment, everyone in my household is actually setting beaver traps. Today is the first official day of fur trapping, and my husband, my daughter, and her fiance are all out setting about 4 farms worth of beaver traps because they're overrun and the water, their ponds and creeks and tributaries are being blocked by these beaver, and the livestock are suffering or the crops are suffering. So TWRA contacted my husband and were like, hey, you need to look at these areas and trap for these farmers. We're having a huge watershed issue. Please correct it. So they're actually going setting a ton of traps this morning, and I'm having a quiet moment at home alone because I've had company all like since Tuesday. So I probably will the rest of the weekend too. They don't really like for me to go live when they're here because they're talking and having a good time, and so I've respected that privacy moment. But it's been a great weekend. It's been a restful weekend. My health has done great. But I wanted to check in and just say hi, and that I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Tell me down below what you ate, what your favorite dish was. If anybody had family come in that you hadn't seen in a long time, we like to hear positive things. Positive things always make everyone feel really, really good. I've made some crafts with my daughter. We're actually going to be doing some baking later today, so I'm going to make some cookies and a peach cobbler. Her fiance has never had a peach cobbler. So I'm making some cookies, some Christmas cookies, and a peach cobbler. And just having a really nice day at home. My granddogs have had a great time. They've had play dates, and Oscar's just so happy that his girl is home. And Chase spent about 3 hours with me the other night, just hanging out with Mimi. It was really great. It was a really great night. He's such a big dog. He's like 70 pounds. So when he's in my house, like, my house is really too small for him and all the people I had in it. But, he sat in Lane's lap half the night, and he's a 70-pound dog. You can't tell Che no. Che's just a sweetie. Che's my grand dog. And when he's at Mimi's house, he gets away with murder. So, something, that's fine. But just wanted to check in and let you know I'm good. And that's what we're going to be looking at next week on the videos that I actually film. Since I'm feeling better, my health is getting better, I'm going to film my educational videos again. That's what next week's educational videos are probably going to focus on. And then we will be doing some live chats just to check in, keep the ball rolling on some of the stuff we've been watching, do a check-in on some of the cases we've watched. And we're continuing to watch the YouTube cycle. We've had a lot of creators and a lot of turmoil the last few months. And we just kind of watch and monitor that. And we talk about what we see in the world, the behaviors that we see, and things that we want to change. So we have some serious moments, but then I like to throw in stupid videos just to balance it out. Because I just don't always like serious crap. I don't at all. I like to have something I can giggle about every once in a while. But we're going to be looking at primarily that. I've got some text squared away to share with you all from some of the books that kind of keep me balanced when I'm monitoring some of these horrific crimes. And I saw that, and now it's gone. Something about turkeys all over the world. There it is. Cinnamon roll, baked apple muffins. Oh my goodness. That sounds so good. That's okay. And Mindy asked a question if it was race related. And at first, I kind of set that aside because you have to wait for all the information to come in. But as I have investigated this man and some of his behaviors, I do believe he may have had some issues. And I don't know if it was particularly with specifically Caucasian white people or if it was with just every other race. But I do pick up on some kind of hesitancy to, like, commune with other people. So I'm delving into that and trying to get more of a baseline on him as well. But I am picking up on something that does concern me, if that makes you feel any better about that question. A turkey's going to take over the world. take shelter. I'm telling you, I did not eat a whole lot yesterday, because of I just don't eat a whole lot. I'm like the fattest person you will never see eat a lot. I don't know why. Of course, I have all the issues with my pancreas, my digestive tract and stuff. But now my daughter, who is about 120 pounds soaking wet, she pigged out. And she is absolutely like lethargic today. She like put on her coveralls to go help, and she was like, ugh. Oh no, that's funny, Daniel. That's funny. I'm gonna make headlines with that one. That's fun. That's good. I mean, honestly, that's the funniest. That's about the best way you could have said that. Yeah, turkeys taking control. They must be. We saw them with those pew pews. Hilarious. Um, hilarious. Daniel cracks me up. But it was a really good holiday. I think it was needed. For me, mentally, it was needed just to have a day to remember my family. Hey, Priscilla. I'm alive, as you can see. I've been trying to do some dishes and just rest because everybody else is out setting traps this morning for beaver. Um, Today is the official start to first season, so my husband will be super busy for the next several months. But yeah, I needed yesterday just to like unplug from all of the animosity that's been going on in the world. I needed yesterday, and visited with my little nephew yesterday. He's not little, he's grown, but I call him little, and had a good talk. And the family was all up in spirits, and we had everybody together, and that was nice. And it was great. My mother-in-law made dressing, and it was amazing. She tried a different recipe, and it was absolutely amazing. So we had a great turkey day. Oh, you're fine. You listen whenever you want to. You're not obligated. This is just a check-in. So I'm looking for like other things that people do for Christmas. Like anything that you can do that's like you do it every year. It's an annual happening. It's always something that is the same no matter how old the family members get. Like I know one family that has for 28 years all got in the same pajamas and sleep in the same house and wake up at Christmas morning in the same home. Daniel, what did you do at the Shell station? Um, but I'm looking for like new little things to add to our Christmas thing since the family's growing. Looking for new little things to add since the kids are getting, they're older. One's married, one's fixing to be married. Looking for new little traditions to sprinkle through our little get-togethers and our little specific family vibe. So if you have any ideas or comments or traditions that you want to share, put them down below. We always make Christmas cookies, and I bake a lot during the holidays. We always have a Christmas dinner. We always do the homemade Christmas where everything has to be made by hand that we give. I don't know, I'm looking to add something this year. I'm kind of glad to have the cleanup done. Does that make sense? Because Thanksgiving for women is sometimes a little bit more about the cleanup. Is that not true, women? I enjoy my family, but boy, the cleanup. Oh my gosh. And putting up the Christmas last night and getting all the boxes out. I swept 3 times, and it was horrible. And I thought, how can so much crap be in something that's kept so securely? I thought, how in the world? But we got it up. It's up behind me. I'll try to take pictures and stuff later and show you. Almost all of my ornaments are handmade, or we bought them every year, and they all have some kind of meaning. So maybe I'll add that into my little Thanksgiving clip that I'm making right now. And it's just going to be very small because I'm not like going to make my family put themselves out there. I'm just going to put what they want to put out there. But it'll kind of give you a little look at our Thanksgiving and our time together. And we're all nuts around here, so we're all about as crazy as each other. So they're all going to be kind of like me. It is what it is. I birthed half of them. They better be like me. Oh, Brenda. Okay, so your grandson has his own tree in his own room. Oh, and he puts all his gifts to everyone under it. That's adorable. Now, Beanie our Schnauzer that we had 10 years ago, we started with him because he loved to lay under the Christmas tree. So we started to always put him a separate small Christmas tree in the living room. And seems like we've done that now. We did it for Beanie for 10 years, and now Oscar always has a tree, and his tree will be going up later today. We just got this gargantuan one up last night. I think that's adorable. Yeah, I mean, Mindy, cleanup is horrible. I mean, I kind of stress about it because it's hard to clean when you got so many people in the home under you. But when I get it done, I feel much better, and I don't like if my kitchen cabinets are cluttered and my countertops are cluttered. My brain is cluttered. I have to clean them. It's compulsive. I mean, will tell you it's compulsive. He's now 16 and will not give. That's so sweet. I don't care wherever Oscar ends up. If Haley takes him next spring when she gets situated, I think he will always have a tree. I think it's something that we've kind of embedded in her, that your animal should also have a tree. And the only part of the family we missed was I have a granddog in Georgia, and she didn't get to visit me this year, so I didn't get to see Nala this year. But I'm going to send Nala her Christmas present. Daniel, what did you do? Oh, honey, I am so sorry. Have you noticed that a lot of places in this area are no longer taking checks? Have you noticed that, like, more specifically in our area than, like, other areas in the world? Like, you go to another state and they'll take a check on you, but here in your hometown, they don't take any checks on anyone. Even if you, like, they know you and they know it's good, they will not take checks. A lot of the businesses up here are doing that. It's probably the same down the mountain, I'm sure, but they should not treat people horrible. That's sad. And I have experienced that because one time my ex-husband wrote child support check that bounced, and I did not anticipate it to bounce, so I wrote my vehicle payment because I was going to school and raising 2 kids and working, and I went ahead and kept my vehicle payment, and the child support check bounced. And so it bounced by literally $7 or $8. I didn't catch it because it was back in the day when you didn't have access like you do now. But the bank was nice enough to call me the next day and tell me, and I just took out savings to cover it. But it was a horrific event. I felt really bad. And then I called my ex-husband and chewed him out. That was the only check he ever wrote me, and it bounced. I felt really betrayed. Among other things that I already felt betrayed by him, but that was like the worst of the worst. I can't stand clutter either, Mindy. I can't. And I have a clutter style home. It's like a country farm cluttery home, but everything's in its place and everything has to be wiped down and clean. Well, I'm glad that they regretted it, Daniel. Because that's not, especially in small towns where you know everybody and you can just pick up the phone book and call them. I mean, that could have been rectified in 5 minutes had they wanted it. I don't understand people. But I'm using this iPad because my phone is actually charging. It's been a booger today. But I just wanted to check in and say howdy and let you know I am alive. I'm still doing really well. Health is still holding. The rain made me slightly woozy yesterday, but not super bad, so I was able to ride in the car and go and visit. Still not driving myself due to a little bit of the wooziness, but I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. So, everything seems to be finally gaining the momentum to go back on the right track. It's ginormous. It's huge. Barely fits where we have it. But I want it in front of my quilt rack. I want it in front of my quilts because it would take better pictures. Is that sad? I'm thinking about photography when I'm putting my Christmas tree up. Oh, Mindy, my ex never did either. And then, as soon as I got remarried, he called and wanted to terminate his rights so that my husband could adopt. So David adopted the kids after 3 months of marriage. They waived the 6-month waiting fee because my ex-husband actually co-petitioned for the state to approve the adoption. He co-petitioned to voluntarily terminate and allow the adoption. And since he requested it and the state knew my husband and my husband was very well known in the area and were very well known by the judge waived the 6-month waiting fee and approved the adoption. And, yeah, You want to know something even weirder? Is that just last year? And then he went and married the woman that he was having an affair on me with. Married her, had another child like 7 years later. Then he started having another affair, and he left that wife for the other woman. She had to move to another state. After the divorce, he approved for the kid and her to move to another state, so he only got the kid like a couple weeks out of the year at that point. So there he's let a third child out of his life. But now he's on the third wife. He did marry the woman he left her for too. He's on the third wife, and he adopted her 2 children last year. I just found that out yesterday, and I said, oh my God, I think more highly of puppies I get out of the Walmart parking lot. How do you do that? How do you do that? I don't get it. I'm so sorry. This is the most unflattering camera angle. Look at all that pudge. Look where I'm puffy. It is like super cold here. It frosted super hard last night. I'm going to build a fire here in a little bit, and crank the heat up in this house and finish the rest of the Christmas decorating. But I learned that last night, and I thought, it's like Pokemon cards, trading children like Pokemon cards. Like, how dare you? You need to sit down and think about what you do, because that makes about as much sense as a turd in a punch bowl. That's the only way I can describe it. You released her back into the woods. It was a catch and release, huh? It was a catch and release. I bet you David, he probably wishes he did that with me sometimes. So, but that was funny, yeah. I cannot. I married the best guy. David is the best guy. He's camera shy, but he's the best guy. So I sat there last night feeling super thankful on Thanksgiving that I was not in the turmoil that I had once been in, and I was not having to deal with that. And I thought, I made the right life changes. Thank God I made the right life changes. So that I was feeling super thankful. And I don't know, it was hard to, as a mother, like, I didn't care that he left me. Like, that's fine. You don't love me anymore. That's great. That's fine. Do your thing. But you should love your kids. So it's like, and a mother will never forgive anyone that does not love their children. Like, if you're in the family and you have a relationship with my children, and at some point you decide you don't love them, we will have a problem, because they're children. You should love the children. So, but that made me like reflect even more, and I thought, I don't have a lot, but I'm happy and I'm safe, and I'm not going through that kind of crap. I don't have that kind of drama in my life. I have a really calm, quiet life, and I thought, I'm lucky. It takes a lot of work to create this environment, but I think for me, my second marriage was like the best thing I ever did. So it was that moment where I was actively looking at things and making active changes, because I did not want to repeat the lessons I learned that were so painful. And so I actively made good decisions. I actively thought about every encounter with anyone I had, if I wanted them in my life as a friend or more. And I finally started making really hard decisions and giving really good boundaries, and I created a much better life for myself. Oh, I'm glad you have a good marriage too, Mindy. It makes all the difference. Just to have a spouse that you can trust completely makes a whole lot of difference. Daniel, you're cracking me up, boy. I swear. Now, you're kind of super close. I swear, every once in a while, maybe a time or two a year, I might go down the hill. Next time I go down the hill, I think I might yell at you and see if you want to say howdy, because you crack me up. I just want to shake your hand and thank you for the laughs that you give me. But every once in a while we go down the hill, I might yell at you. But, well, I'm fixing to finish Christmas decorating. I've got just a couple more dishes, and I'm going to sweep and do a few things, and then I'm going to finish putting up just the few that I have left. I may actually go to the store, and not anywhere having a Black Friday sale, but I may go to a smaller store and get a couple of items I need. Or maybe up to tomorrow, I don't know, to finish the decorating. But it's super cold here. It feels super Christmassy. I'm having a great time having everybody here. Had a great Thanksgiving. I hope everyone else did. Oh, from Wales, how are you? I'll yell at you, Daniel. I'll give you plenty of warning. If it's going to happen, I'll give you plenty of warning. And then I'll yell at you. Yeah, and my husband brought in just enough wood for me to start the fire and stuff, and he's going to pack more in and put on the back porch because it's going to be cold here for a little bit. So I'm going to have the wood stove going later and keep everybody warm, and we're going to watch Christmas movies, I think, tonight while we make cookies and stuff. And I've just had a really good visit. My daughter's been in, and she's just trying to not think about school. She has one semester left for her bachelor's in animal science and her minor in like wildlife and fisheries. And she's like, I'm so sick of school. And so she'll be graduating next May. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah, it's ginormous. I'll take pictures to show the rest of you. And some of the ornaments that we bought that are family particular, the reason behind them and stuff. I'll do a little bit of a video for you. I've got to let my phone charge. It is being super irritating today. Mindy, you have a great day too. You have a great day too. But I just want to jump on and say everything went good. I am still kicking. I had a great holiday. I hope you all did too. If you have any traditions you'd like to share, I would love to hear about them. I'm looking to add a few to my roster since my family is growing. And I will try to put together the Thanksgiving video and a little clips of the tree and stuff for you all later. And then next week we will get back to our normal lives, and I'm going to be doing some taped videos. We're going to be talking about the psychology and mental health behind the physically intimate crimes where people actually lay their hands on people and commit heinous crimes. We're going to be talking about the mental health and the psychology behind that. The church layer. Oh, you're killing me. Oh, she's gonna swim and get you. She might cross the pond just to pop you. I got Christmas messages from tons of people. It was a great day. When I did check my phone, the one time I checked it yesterday, I had Thanksgiving messages and Christmas messages like all slammed into one from tons of people who were just, I think, having a really good day and wanted to share their enthusiasm for having a good day, because some of us have not had a good day in a while with the drama and the news and everything that's going on. And it was nice to see everybody be in that mood where the only thing that they were spreading was positivity again. That was great. So yesterday was needed. And I did have a moment of reflection where I thought about the poor families in Waukesha that were having their first Thanksgiving without their family members. And had a moment to send up some prayers and good vibes for them, because that they're hurting tremendously right now. And that's very unfortunate. It's so sad that we have to process and handle stuff like that. But it doesn't mean that bad things happen, but it doesn't mean that you should not still find happiness. So that's what I focused on yesterday, was happiness, and I hope that's what everyone else is focusing on. I have not been sassy in a couple of days. I'm losing my sass. I've been super in domesticated mom mode, which is oddly strange for me. But I've actually got to do some laundry today too, so I'm going to be in domesticated mode again today. But it was nice to have just a chill couple of days, especially after the last week that we had in this nation. So I was very thankful for that as well. And I'm going to be doing another Christmas ornament, and I'm going to try to do a video as I make it to share, and I may stick it in the Thanksgiving video. I don't know. It depends on how soon I get it done. I've got at least one other ornament to show you, and then I've got I'm going to try to do a tabletop rag quilt Christmas tree. And that one may take another week or so, because I'll have to go and get some fabrics and stuff. So if my health maintains, we're going to be doing a rag quilt tabletop Christmas tree. Say that 5 times fast. That's a doozy. But then we're going to be getting back into the psychology videos and some serious videos as well. Just the educational. I'm not going to be doom and gloom. They're just educational. And to give everybody some tools to start looking at what's going on in a different manner, so that you can process things a little bit better. Well, I look forward to spending more time with y'all. I've missed you the last couple of days, but it's been time for me to focus on family. And I know YouTube's like, don't lose your viewers, don't lose your group of people. And I'm like, dude, they're probably busy with their families too. They don't want to talk to me. But we've needed a break, so I've embraced the break. It's not been that bad. So I try to toss up the tree trimmings and stuff later, and the Thanksgiving stuff, and a few funny pictures, and my 70-pound grand dog Che being a super big baby at Thanksgiving. Hilarious the way that he wants to sit on my son's lap when my son reclines. He's learned that when people in a recliner, he can recline with them. It's hilarious. You're gonna love the picture. Y'all are gonna laugh. Daniel, that's what we call a type B patient, which is it's a very horrible thing to say in the industry, but a lot of therapists will refer you to another therapist if they think you have I know you meant that as a joke, but if there's a personality conflict or they don't feel that they can help you, they'll write in your file type B, which is horrible, and then they'll refer you on. So now if you ever go to a therapist and they say you're type B, you should know you should take offense to that. So that's my tip for today. I would never say that, but I learned that and heard it so much when I was in the industry that it made me really uncomfortable with a few people that I worked with. And I was like, no, that's not nice. No one's a type B. We're all prime examples of human beings, and we should all be treated that way. No, it means you're difficult. It means you're difficult and they don't feel that they can help you. So, and that can be, that can mean a lot for each therapist. For the ones I specifically worked with, it meant that you were going to be very intensive, and they were concerned if they were going to be able to have enough tools to help you because they were younger counselors. And so that was their type B. But in other agencies I worked with, type B meant that, when I worked with the kids, particular type B meant that they had either really horrible, parents, or they were in with a foster family that would have like a number of foster kids, so you didn't have the parental support. That was another type B in an agency I worked with. And I made it a point in my little history there to never write type B on anyone's file. Never put it in a case note anywhere because I did not believe that there was really a type B. We're all difficult. I mean, I would walk in and a therapist would be like, holy crap, you're going to be difficult. I wouldn't be coming to you if it was easy. I wouldn't come see you if my life was easy. So we have to anticipate that. But yeah, that's what type B means. Who knows? I get along with the trolls, so I enjoy the trolls. So hey, like the one I tried to send to the Shave Club for Men the other time, I enjoy the trolls. I play with them. It's fun for me. I think that's why I don't get bothered a lot on YouTube, because I'm a hooch. Who knows? I'm nice today. I'm having a really nice day today. See? I'm kind and generous today. But I'm going to finish my dishes, and then I'm going to sweep again, and then I'm going to lay some recipes out and make sure I have everything before I start cooking. And then when Haley gets back, we're going to go through the rest of the decorations and see what we need. My stocking string, we hang all of our stockings on a string together, and they hang from a big hook on the side of the wall. And I now have so many stockings because my family's getting so big that it almost reaches the floor. And by the time I add one more stocking for my granddog, it will reach the floor. Yeah, Creek Squad. I'm watching that too, Daniel. I'm watching that issue too as well with Ron and the Popo. I'm watching it. So anything happens there, I'll be talking about that too. I'll keep you updated. So don't worry about that. I'm on that one too. Bless his heart, he's having a rough time right now. So I'll send a video of all that later. I just wanted to check in and make sure everybody was okay and doing well and had a good Thanksgiving. So more to come later. Just checking in. I'm alive. I lived. I'm doing well. Having another good health day. Keep the prayers and good vibes coming. They're working. Today I feel probably the most normal I have felt regarding the ability to walk without the world moving. So it's a great day for me. And I'm going to make sure my phone charges for the next one, because this is a horrible camera angle, but I don't care. It is what it is. But I will be back later with a short video to hopefully continue to keep you all cheered up through the weekend. And once again, if anyone needs anyone, not doing any counseling, but certainly if you need somebody to reach out to, if you're alone, lonely, or having some blue days, then always feel free to email me at watersworkload@gmail.com. If you need somebody just to chew the fat with and not feel lonely, or just to brain vomit and feel better, I'm your girl. It will go to the graveyard within my brain where I share nothing. So if anyone out there is having a rough time this weekend, go ahead and shoot me an email. If you're having a tremendously rough time or if you're thinking horrible thoughts, please know you need to reach out and get help immediately. And mobile crisis is a great option. You can go to your local ER and tell them what's going on, and mobile crisis will come and talk with you. I just do not like this iPad. It does not. I don't like it. I'm resting too. I'm making sure that I'm not overdoing it because I don't want to backstep. So I'm being very careful. I appreciate you reminding me of that. I've had a few people remind me of that. Priscilla has reminded me of that a lot too. Also, keep up with Country Christian's channel because she's going to be also talking about a new issue that's impacting the Bristol area, and it's going to be interesting as well. We're also still watching the school funding that's going on in the Hurley, Virginia area. So we're still watching all that. Still got a lot of topics we're discussing, so everything will be back to normal next week. And I'm going to go and finish cleaning my house and put up some more Christmas stuff. So love yous all. I'll see yous all soon. And everybody, keep the spirits up. Have a happy weekend, and email me if you need me.